Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Now I know when something happens in our lives that is unexpected, you have to go into it in order to ever have any hope of coming through it. So when you go, guess what? When you come out the other side, you grow.
Brought out more in me than I thought that I didn't even know that I had.
That has given all of us a great hope for what we can do with our own messages, our abilities to deliver, but most importantly, to deliver it in an authentic and very, very intriguing way.
Have you ever been in something or felt something where the only way you felt you could deal with it was to leave, get away? I thought that was the meaning of control. It took me 4.5 years to stop looking around the room of my life, of my journey, of my purpose, digging in cushions for a remote that never existed. Looking, re-looking, going back and upgrading, bringing in and pulling out. Things that do not serve you must go. Those things out in this world that are designed to bring us down, to keep us down, put their foot on our neck and whisper to us that we're never good enough. They don't whisper. They yell at us from all directions, top to bottom, bottom to top, side to side, side to side, corner to corner, corner to corner, 365 days. When somebody asks you about yourself, don't you dare whisper. When they ask you to raise your hand, don't you dare half raise it. When they ask you something good about you, you scream it with all you have. Come on now, get up, get up. Tell me who you are. Show me who you are.
Greatest truth of all, that not everyone has to remain lost.
I'll show you mine. Oh, I'm standing right dollar sign. Shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you walk right past me, pretending like you don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
Hey, I'm feeling some kind of way. Oh, I'm in here singing today, y'all. I'm telling you, it's a great day in the neighborhood. It really is. And look, Genovia Renee, one of my sponsors, quit playing with it. Look, y'all know y'all think he done went ahead some work. No, he didn't. It is this right here. Magic inside of a jar. Genovia Renee, listen, we're going to pop that up on the screen. You guys head over. They've got a regular commercial coming up in the next few weeks, so I won't just be doing product placement. But if you scan that little green circle up there, you'll head over to the Genovia Renee website and find all of their goodness. This is a mother-daughter team out of New York City, and I just absolutely love them. And they're island girls, so you know they know what they're doing with these products here, right? So get over and check it out. Welcome, you guys. It's Tuesday. Dr. Lauren in the house with you. Day 4 of the big transformation that I'm doing for 90 days. What is that? Okay, wait a minute. Something just popped up there. Not really 90 days. It's supposed to be 60 days, but I'm going to show you the maintenance part too, an extra 30 days. So I'll be live in real time with you. Here is the cookbook that I'm working from, The Metabolic Balance Kitchen by Jane Durst-Polkis, PhD. She'll be my guest this coming Friday, where, let me tell you, if you come to the show Friday, don't eat first. I'm telling you, because we're going to be showing my before pictures that we took Saturday. Woo! Okay, ain't nothing cute about them. I'm not kidding you. I look like the Black Alfred Hitchcock. Good evening, my stomach. But I'm just trying to be honest because, look, I showed you guys. I posted yesterday, and you saw all the food, or day before yesterday. 10 years ago at 52, I did the transformation from the same 198 pounds. I'm not trying to look like this guy. I just want to feel like this guy felt because he had a lot of energy. No, I don't. I'm trying to be the black male Betty White, y'all. I'm trying to ride this one. Listen, real quick, and then I'm going to show you what I'm eating on this morning. But March 2nd, I'm going to be in Boston speaking here at PitCon. 6,000. If you are, are you ready for this? They're chemistry people. I'm like, wait a minute, the ripple effect. I hope y'all don't think I'm doing like, ripple effect science. No, but I'm going there. I'm so glad to see that science is interested in personal development and that sort of thing. So yes, come on. I would love to see you there Sunday. I'll be keynoting there at the Boston Convention Center. And if you want to know how to get tickets, you'll find that link inside of the show notes. Okay. So great guest today. And I met her. We started chatting it up on inside of one of my LinkedIn posts, right? And she's the second person. I had Ira David Levy a few weeks ago on the show, met him inside the comment section too. And we actually had lunch together just a week ago. So I'm going to just tell you guys, when you're putting your content out, know that you are speaking into people and listen for them to speak into you. I love it. I love it. And Nicole is here today. Oh, one other thing. Did you guys see on my page? The contractors are here today. Because of the syndication, we're getting a brand new set back here. So they're here to start measuring to build it today. And yesterday I got a big neon sign and these came with it. Look at these little bathrobe moment thingies, right? So that'll be up in the next couple weeks. Back to Nicole. So Nicole F. Smith. We're going to find. Y'all want to play the game? Guess the middle name for a book bundle? Oh, I'm like, I hear somebody talking. I'm watching the show on my phone and didn't turn the sound. 62 ain't no joke, y'all. Okay, and yeah, Nicole, you too. Y'all think you don't have senior moments. You don't. You have junior moments. What do you think they grow into? Okay, so Nicole F. Smith, and if you guys want to get, I'm going to say Nicole F. Let me see. Nicole, I got to picture her mama in there, probably an auntie or two, grandmama sitting around. She ought to have Nicole F. Man, that's tough. Nicole. Okay, I'm not. Okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till I'm going to wait. I'm going to withhold it. Because if I pick the name, y'all can't pick it, right? Okay. So Nicole F. Smith, she's a dynamic keynote speaker. And I've watched her work, and she is. And she's also, this is the piece I want to talk about, emotional intelligence coach. Okay. She ignites passion and confidence in industry leaders all over the world. And she's also the founder of JMS Creative Leadership Solutions, where she delivers transformative workshops and presentations that rehumanize, not don't get it twisted. She rehumanizes the workplace and empowers individuals so that they can embrace their extraordinary potential through the power of emotional intelligence. Now, I'm telling you, if there's another way to get some more intelligence, I'm all for it. I remember in 4th grade when Mrs. Johnson said, we only use 10% of our brain. I was like, good, because I'm going to need a whole bunch more. We're going to learn about some of that today. You guys, I hear she's coming down the hall. Put some hearts on the screen, won't you? It's our virtual way of saying, welcome, Nicole F. Smith. Francine, that's what it is. Hello, Nicole, or may I call you Franny?
No.
Franny? Fantasia.
No. Oh, well, no, not that wouldn't be bad because she's right down the street from me. But yeah, I'm in her area.
You are?
Yeah.
Do you ever run into her in the store? Here she's like all about town.
Oh, yeah. And she's very personable, and
that's what I heard.
Absolutely.
Okay, where is this you live?
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. She's from High Point, but she resides here
in Charlotte. Yeah. We go there vacation all the time. We were looking there. We almost got a retirement home. You heard of a place called Kings Island? Is it Kings Island? One of them.
I think you're Kings Island.
I got that
James
mixed
Island,
up.
so Charleston.
We did this before, didn't we? You and I.
Yeah, we did. This feels like deja vu or something.
That is a senior deja vu. Now that's when it's getting real murky, y'all. Look, I am so happy you're here. You look amazing. You look like we have seen you on BET or something.
Yeah. Let's just say this. Yes, let's put that into the air. Yeah, let's put that into the air. I need to be on somebody's TV.
You really do.
I do.
Why do you think I invited you here?
I know.
Ulterior motives. Right. Listen, I love to. I read a little from your resume, but that's just scratching the surface. Yeah. And that's the things we do to get paid.
Right.
But I want you to share with people about those things you do. Why you were made. This is what you were made for.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna dip out, take up to a full minute.
My purpose.
Yeah. Pour into them.
First of all, I have to say that I couldn't find the right bathrobe because I probably would have gone all warm and cozy. So Here I am. Hello, good people. So, as Lauren said, what was I born into? I didn't realize that until I cussed out the vice president of finance in one of my employers. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
That's when I realized my purpose. But I grew up in a very emotionally chaotic household where my emotions did not take forefront because of dealing with a parent that had mental health issues, and she is thriving and flourishing today. I'm so proud of her. But so emotionally chaotic childhood, and it flowed into my work life, my professional life. So when people say there's no emotions in the workplace, that's a bunch of crap because it does move into the workplace. Hence the reason why I cussed that man out. Now, did I say he didn't deserve it? No, I didn't say that. I meant what I said. I could have delivered my message a little bit better. And that's when I dove into emotional intelligence, leveraging my psychology degree that I have because I got into psychology. I wanted to understand human behaviorism. Why do you act the way you act?
Woo! Why indeed?
Yes. So with that said, I help people or I guide people in understanding the impact of their behavior. Because if you do not understand who you are and how you show up, there's nothing you can do in this world. You can switch jobs, you can switch partners, you can switch households or whatever. It's still going to travel with you. You need to get your stuff together.
It's going to be there. When you get there, it will be right there with you. Stuck like a piece of toilet paper on the bottom of your shoe.
That part.
That part. Right. Before we go deeper, because I got a couple things already.
Yeah.
I want to show everybody, because this is in real time. This is day 4 of the transformation of, the whole deal here.
I want to see.
And down 4 pounds. But here's why. Here's breakfast.
Oh,
cucumbers, a cracker, some goat cheese, and a little fruit. That's it.
that's
But
good.
it looks like a lot of stuff, doesn't it? And I got to eat it
does.
during this hour. So,
Yeah, it's good.
okay, there we go. So there's that. And I'm going to be posting pictures every day of all 3 meals. Follow along on my social media, wherever you get your social media.
Yes.
So, first thing I want to know is when you cussed him out, what
Yeah.
was his name? You remember his name? I know you do.
We're just gonna say his name was
Jim.
Scott.
Okay. Did you cuss him out with the neck and the finger? Or
Oh,
the
I
finger
was
and just
all into it.
tell you.
Right, I was all into it. It was so clear. It was 20 years ago, and I remember exactly what I was wearing from my head to my shoes. That's how vivid this memory is.
Were you surprised later at yourself?
Yeah, yes, because it was out of character. It was one of those moments where things were just bubbling up in me and it just unleashed. And when I went back to my office, I cried. And I'm not a crier. I cried.
Right.
I cried, but I don't
know.
think people will understand why I was crying because I meant what I said. I
You
meant
meant
every
but the way
word.
you said it.
Yeah, it was my delivery, and what basically I did was I gave away my emotional power.
See, I used to be that way, and it was a real quandary for me because I was believing that the label of angry black man.
Yes.
So I didn't know how to funnel or channel my anger or things that I just did not know. I would go off. And when I got married, because I moved from Michigan here. And my husband's a therapist. And I'm going to just say I was the first black person in the neighborhood. So I'm outside screaming on the phone. He's like, honey, please. He's looking around, So I get it. So let's talk about the difference between reacting and responding.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So,
and first, wait, back up,
Yeah.
because this is the thing. Please tell people emotional intelligence. When did this come into play? We've heard it, but a lot of us just let it fly by. We don't really know what it means.
Right.
Put that out there and clear that up.
So with emotional intelligence, this is where I tell people you can go and Google it all you want, but I'm going to change what Google says. Yes, I am going to compete with Dr. Google, right? So emotional intelligence for me, how I explain it to my clients is it's you being able to recognize and understand, label, and manage your emotions and your behavior, right? Because you have your thoughts, your emotions, and your behavior. While at the same time, you are also recognizing and understanding other people's emotions, but you are influencing their behavior. You can't manage anybody. Because if you go on Google, it's going to say managing other people's behavior. You can't manage anybody. And that's where we get frustrated because we are trying to manage other people's behavior and we haven't even managed ourselves. So emotional intelligence, you're going to see it as EQ, which is emotional quotient. Yes, I'm a practitioner, so I actually have psychometric assessments that I can administer to help you see your quotient, just like your intelligent quotient, your IQ. You have an EQ as well. And basically what that does, it helps you connect with your emotions because that is the driver. That is the driver of your behavior. Meaning emotions is data. It's just data. But if you're using your emotions to tell you now how to react versus you sitting back and pausing for a minute and responding appropriately. All right. This is where you need to connect with your emotions. And nothing's wrong. I'm not talking about you going around in a corner crying anywhere.
Right.
You being frustrated is an emotion, right? You being annoyed is an emotion. You being excited, right? And happy. But what I want people to understand is that emotions are temporary. It's not saying I am angry. It's I feel angry because it's temporary. You're not now going to go toss over tables. I want people to understand how to respond appropriately in a controlled manner versus reacting irrationally. Usually when you react, it's that first primary emotion that you feel, and that feeling is probably correct, but now how you behave, that's a whole nother issue because you should put a space between that stimulus and that behavior. You need to put a gap in there, and that gap is where you pause.
What
we
about
have a hard
this?
time with that?
Okay, what about this? Because when we go straight to the anger door, because here we are talking about emotional intelligence, but there's a lot of emotions, like a paint strip,
right?
All these different shades, right? So there are things that lead to the anger thing. How do we cut them off at the pass, or is that impossible? I'm talking about things like betrayal, fear, things that piss us off. You know,
Rob.
oftentimes the anger is a mask for something else.
Right. Ooh, I'm glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that.
So how do we find where something came in, the first footprint? Aha! That's where you came in.
It's called self-discovery. It's called
Oh, Lord.
self-awareness.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Oh, no, right. But this is where I say, when you say you're angry, if you came to me and said you're angry, I would say, okay, let's dig a little bit deeper. If you were a client of mine, you're angry. Fine. But then after you start talking, I'll go, well, Dr. Lauren, are you angry, or are you more hurt? Or are you more frustrated? Are you more annoyed? Angry? I mean, that's like near rage, right? Why are you allowing somebody to put you into their story for you to be so angry with them? I'm not saying anything's wrong with being angry. You can be angry. But are you angry at the right person, the right thing at the right time, right? And that's what people don't know, how to just pause for a second and say, why am I angry? Because that's the primary emotion. And then it gets to your secondary emotion. Okay, why am I angry? Because he lied to me, because of the betrayal, because it wasn't loyal, because blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, then that sounds like you're a little more hurt that this person betrayed you. But also, too, Dr. Lauren, and I'm going to stop after I say this. Do you understand your emotional narrative? Which goes back to that self-discovery. Do you know who you are, your triggers, and how you have been taught to respond to things?
That's a big piece right there.
Yes.
How you talk, because I know you all know in the African American community, how many of us were raised in those homes where it was like, what goes on in this house, you better stay in this house. You let me hear about you talking in the streets, or this, that, other, all that. And also family secrets.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So now that we're on the family subject, we're talking about, you opened it up about the workplace.
Yeah.
So what about, let's say a lot of people, we have a good friend, Joy. Hi, Joy Turner, works in HR, right? And whenever she's over here, because my husband's a therapist, she started as my friend, but I gave her to him because I ain't no therapist. I'd be like, girl, please, right?
Spread around.
She carries a lot of what they come into her office, bouncing off. She hears everything, right? But what about this? In the workplace, when people are dragging things behind them, what about when there are things that have nothing to do with the workplace? It's that husband or that wife or that dog or that neighbor at home. How do you deal with that? Do you feel like that's not my job? Or
no, I understand, because when I was a human resource director, when I called the VP, a four-letter word. Anyway,
that's what you were doing back
I
when
was
you
an
got out?
I was a human resources director. That's what makes the story so enticing and yummy. Because I was allowing my trauma and my mess to flow into the workplace. And so, no, it's, as a HR person, you got to know, you have to have that mindset where you're going to go in and you're going to hear a lot of stuff, right? So when people come into the workplace and they're mad at their manager and they're mad at their leadership, this is where now some coaching will come in and saying, okay, tell me more, because this is where, Dr. Lauren, it's going to flow into where you're going to ramble on, and all of a sudden I'm going to realize that you were mad at your spouse, you were mad at your partner, you were mad at your child, your teenager, and so forth. And it's like, okay, this is where, in my method that I have, my EQ impact framework, I talk about, now we need to pause. We need to pause. And this is where I want you to think about whatever is going on in your life. How is it determining your show up? How are you allowing this situation to show people who you are or perceive who you are? Because what it looks like is you can't handle the chaos and crisis that's swirling around you. And so as an HR director, or as in Joy's position, one, it's coaching, it's active listening. And Joy probably knows too, it's not her trying to fix it. You got to allow the person to talk through it to where they can find their own
That's what
solution.
she says.
Yeah.
Mainly she just needs to listen.
You just need to listen. And this is where I tell people, I said, one of the best skill sets you can have is active listening. People say that when they feel that they are heard, they have the same chemical reaction in their body as if they know they're being loved. Yes. So listen to people. When you listen to people, it doesn't mean you have to take their idea and execute on it. It doesn't mean you now have to, you know, write them a check to help pay their rent because they low in
Right.
finances that show that type of empathy, because there's different levels of empathy. It's just basically listening to them and saying, wow, it really sounds like you're struggling.
Right.
How would you like me to support you? And sometimes
Mm.
people just want you to listen to them. Just listen. Hey, I'm going to say it like this. Shut your mouth and listen.
And just listen. I hear that a lot too. And and I've done a lot better with my coaching over the years, learning to listen better, because I learned if you just shut up and let them run all of it out of the tank, you know what I'm saying? Usually everything else flows away and the real problem's sitting right there on the table, and now you can get to it.
Exactly. And that's what has helped me, in the workplace. That's what's helped me. I had 26 years in the corporate world. I grew up in the corporate world. So I have secrets, right? But also too, it has helped me in my 26-year marriage to the same man.
Congrats.
To the same man. Yes. Wow. And so listening, we have grown up together. And one of the things I have to say is big is communication and understanding how he wants to be communicated with. Not how I want to
be married 26 years.
I've been married. Look, I got married when I was 2.
I was gonna say, you from Kentucky? I'm just kidding. Sorry, y'all in Kentucky. I'm just playing. I
got married when I was 2. But
right.
Yeah, 26 years. And I've learned that I have to communicate how I know he's going to receive it, not how I want to communicate, because we all got the finger going, the neck going. Yeah, so that has played a lot into my marriage too.
Awesome. I just want to say hi to a few people. JB, fellow tuber, how are you? I used to be in Phoenix, I believe, and now you're in the Philippines. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in. He's here, and he says Happy New Year. Mr. Charles Maddox, there he is, celebrity chef, and Bob Marley's nephew, by the way. Charles is doing a lot. You want to be on TV? Charles has got a lot of stuff. Charles, check her out.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Danielle and Sid McNary. How are you, Sid? Listen, all of you guys. Sid thinks your middle name is Francis, and then Kate Danielle thinks it's Francine.
It's not. Thank you. That is a beautiful name. Whoever has that name, but it's
Francine?
Not my middle name.
Is it?
Yeah,
Francine?
It's a beautiful name, but that's not it. But I'll tell you when you're ready. I'll tell you what.
Okay, before we get out of here, y'all, don't let me forget.
Okay,
I want to go here. How do we? This word is like an anomaly to a lot of people. We use it. It's used a lot. It's tossed around frequently, almost bastardized. And I wonder sometimes, because I believe it can go in both directions. It can be a good thing or a not so good thing. And the word is triggers.
Ooh.
So how do we identify triggers? Because I'm going back to that day. You said you remember everything you had on when you cussed Scott's ass out, right? But when you got up that day and you were putting those clothes on, was there anything that you now say like, ooh, it was when I was putting on my earrings, I was like, you know what? I should stay. Where were you able to track it back to something that triggered you?
Yes.
Because it really wasn't Scott. Completely.
It wasn't Scott. I mean, he was an ass, but it wasn't Scott. I mean,
But did you just know that day that Scott was an ass, or was Scott always an ass?
Scott was always an ass.
See, that's what I love about people like that. At least I know you an ass. It's those people that change every day.
Right. The triggers, those pesky triggers. Okay. So when I talked about emotional intelligence, and one of the first pieces you go through, specifically in my framework, is self-discovery. You understand your likes, your dislikes, your triggers. And the best way to get over your triggers is actually be in front of them. Ooh, and not a lot of people can do that.
Do people know what is a trigger? How do you know something is a trigger?
Sometimes you're going to have to go, this is where you pause and you understand what made me react this way. You're processing, you're pausing, you're processing, and you're persevering to get through that. Okay. So pausing, as you pause for a second, what is it that made this person or made you trigger? It could be that this person reminds you of somebody that you've had a bad experience with. It could be, like I said earlier, your emotional narrative. For me, it was my emotional narrative going back to childhood. Okay. When he said what he said, remember, I said my emotions couldn't come to the forefront when I was growing up. So my emotional expression is one of the lower pieces of my EQ. I'm growing, I'm learning on this journey. But So when he said what he said, I automatically went back to a learned response. And in my mind, it said, oh, this is how I have to be to get what I want, because I saw that when I was growing up. I saw that irrational, erratic behavior. So I just, boom, reacted, right? So I reacted to that. And when I went back, that's why I said I cried, because I felt like the 10-year-old that was sitting in the corner watching my parents not communicate with each other. So he wasn't communicating with me. When you don't listen to me, that's a trigger. When you cut me off, that's a trigger. When you get posturing, that's a trigger for me. Now, you're sitting here going, Nicole, well, people do that every day. People cut you off every day. Right. I have learned over the years of how to armor up and know what to say or what to do when people trigger me in that manner, in that specific example. We have learned responses. I had to unlearn a bad habit of responding that way. The way we respond are habits. They're habits, how you respond. You roll your eyes, you get the neck going.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Because I always feel like those kinds of things, I always associate just me personally. Because I had to learn the difference. It was getting me in trouble. From grade school, I spent more time in the hallway. I knew everybody worked at the school. Everybody, hi, janitor. Hi, guy that plows the parking lot. Right, all of that, because I spent more time because I didn't have a filter, is how they would say it.
Right. Ooh, I'm glad you said that.
That's what they would say to me. So, what I'm getting at is, I also believe that we can learn triggers that it can be a positive thing. Right. When I hear that thing, if I say to myself, "Oh, that's a setup," I already know what direction that's going to go. I know how the story ends. So now I am going to do this instead.
Yes. So through your journey of emotional intelligence, you unlearn those bad habits, those bad responses, and you become more in tune. That's the social intelligence piece of it. You learn how to read the room. You learn how to read people. Y'all, we think we're just doing things new. Humans are the most predictable creatures on this earth. So when you become more in tune to yourself, you then gain not only that self-awareness, but you also gain a sense of social intelligence where you can read people. People act alike, right? You can read people, and like you said, she or he just did that. I know what's about to come next. He or she just said that. I know what's about to come next. This is where I say their MO. So in the workplace, for instance, stop acting like your colleagues are new. You know their MO. You know how they move. Right or wrong, right or wrong. But this is where now, how are you going to show up? How are you going to show up and lead? Not lead others, but lead yourself in this situation, right? Because Dr. Lauren, one thing you said, filter, saying people don't have a filter. A lot of the times we speak or we act through a filter of hurt. There is something that has hurt us, and we respond and react in a filter of hurt. Yes.
Right.
So Robert says in his comments, he says, allowing another to feel hurt is a superpower. Yes, it is a superpower. The thing is that JB said it's all about respect. Yes. JB, respect for yourself. Now I'm going to respect you. I am. This is where I say I'm not nice. Nicole's not nice. I'm kind. So when I respond, I'm going to respond with such genuineness, authenticity, and kindness. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I cannot be assertive, firm, and get my message across with clarity, because I know who I am. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are?
Exactly. Know who you are, or start the process. So what about this confusing dynamic? Feelings versus emotions. A lot of people think those are one and the same. Well, you hurt my feelings. Why you always so emotional? Are feelings and emotions, in your opinion, Nicole, the same thing, or are they different?
Yeah, you feel the emotions create that feeling in your body. If you want to get technical about it, like, you got to understand, the biggest part of your brain is the emotional playground. It's the limbic system in your brain. That's the biggest part of your brain. It's where the emotions lie, and it runs through. And so what happens is you have the emotion of anger, and you have been taught through society how to feel about that, right?
How
So
to-
you're
mhm.
angry, and so now I'm supposed to feel, some sort of way and turn tables over and cuss people out and stuff like, no, that's no. So you just need to do some neuroscience. I'm talking some
Neuroscience.
neuroscience now. You have to create different pathways in your brain for that feeling. Like, yes,
And that's a real thing, yes.
someone angered me. Now you have to, this is where it takes practice. You have to practice. It does take practice, and you will step back. You will take 2 steps back and go, dang it, I need to do better next time. That's that awareness that you did something wrong. And so now you need to change, or you did something to where you don't want to be perceived that way. I don't say wrong, but you don't want to be perceived that way. So now you make a change. That's awareness.
Is this
That's
a hard
awareness.
thing? I'm sorry. Is this a hard thing, Nicole, for many
it's
people to face?
it's
Because of
not
like shaming, if they knew, I don't know who to talk to about this. I don't want to tell people I don't know how to control they're going to want to say,
No.
anger management class.
No. And see, that's it. It's not always about anger management class.
See?
Because Scott, the VP that I cussed out, he told the president that I reported to that I needed anger management classes. Yeah. I said, no, I'm not doing that. But it's not hard. However, it's not hard, but it can be uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
It's not hard. It's uncomfortable.
Right.
And we do know, though, however, people, with discomfort comes change. There's nothing you ever been through in your life that changed that wasn't uncomfortable.
That's why they're not called growing tickles. They're called growing pains.
Yes, growing tickles. I like
cool.
that.
Right.
Yeah. So it will be uncomfortable. The thing is do you have the courage? Do you have the confidence to now make a change? And this change is for you. So when you change and people go, oh, Nicole, you've changed. And I go, yes, I have. Thank you for noticing.
And oftentimes when people say that, it's like out the side of their mouth. It's not a compliment.
No, it's not a compliment. That's why I said thank you. You've noticed. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And why haven't you?
Ooh, that's a good one right there. Because with some people that could be a trigger. I'm like, bitch, what you
right.
right. In your head that want to be talking. I have that literal little guy standing on each shoulder.
Right. So I love Brandon's comment there. Some people just also like to, stay a victim.
Stay a victim.
Yes. Because
everybody's picking on me. They're all against me.
Here, Brandon, this is what I'm going to tell you here. Some people like to stay playing the victim because some sort of way they're getting some attention from it. And that attention is serving something. The thing is that they don't know if it's serving them good, serving them wrong, because they like that attention. I don't need that attention. I don't need to be a victim. If you hurt me, I'm going to let you know and then move on. I'm not going to continue playing it out, right? But some people like playing that role because it gives them some attention and it's serving something for them. Because listen, they probably didn't get attention growing up,
right?
That they wanted, or they're not getting that attention in their marriage, relationships, or attention at work.
Somewhere.
So they play that victim role. Yeah,
right.
You have
Sabrina.
to have the courage and confidence. Yeah, hey Sabrina.
Sabrina Clark, welcome. Looking good in that yellow girl.
Yes.
She said yes for
That's
having
my girl,
her.
Sabrina. Hey, Sabrina.
You know her?
Yes, I know Sabrina.
Hi, Sabrina. I'm glad to know you do now. She says yes for having the courage and confidence to make positive change. Now, here come the tips, you guys. Here come the tips. I would like you to touch on this as we keep moving along. Touch on this one. We talked about the importance of being a great listener.
Yes.
Give us some tips on how to ascertain the difference between listening and hearing.
Ooh, I like that.
They're not the same.
Shut your mouth. No.
Can you hear me? I heard you.
Right.
But doesn't mean I was listening. Go ahead.
This is where we listen to respond. That's hearing, I guess. You're listening to get ready to respond. Like while the person's talking, you're sitting there going, ooh, I can't wait for you to finish your sentence because I got something for you. I'm about to give something to you. And no, that's not what it's about. What I want you to do, active listening means you will have to pause your body, pause your mind, focus on the person that's speaking, because what we're doing 50 million things at once because somehow we glorified this multitasking skill set. I don't know what that is. But stop. Give the person your attention. If you can't give them your attention that they deserve, you tell them. You tell them, I don't have time right now. Can I get back to you in 5 minutes tomorrow? So forth. Say that so I can give you the attention you deserve. That's a big tip I give in the workplace, but also for my household. When my kid or my husband comes and talks to me, I go, can you give me 1 second?
You're
I'm not
absolutely
focused. I'm not focused. Okay. So that's the one tip with active listening. I want you to be so in tune to this person that you can read between their lines. Okay. I want you to be so in tune to this person. You are now feeling their body language, their tone, because about 93% of our communication is nonverbal communication. You need to listen, read between the lines. That means you're going to have to stay focused. If you are not hearing them, if you are not seeing the period that's about to come up, if you're not seeing the comma that they're about to give, you're not listening.
Oh, see, okay, let's go here, because here it is. I used to be bad at this, for real, seriously, especially with my own employees, right? They'd be really pouring, and I'd be already come to a conclusion. I'm just waiting for them to shut up so I can say, so I'm going, because I'm not really listening. I'm talking in my head already, waiting for them to take a breath so I can jump in and shut it down. So I wasn't really active listening.
Right. You weren't listening, and you just need to be quiet. I think you were saying, This is where I say I want you to listen to the words that they're using. I'm very intentional with the words I use. I want you to listen to the words that they're using. Why are they choosing those words? But the only way you can do that is if you are active listening. Now, after they have finished, I want you to pause for like 5 seconds after they finish. Don't jump right in. Don't interrupt them. We like to interrupt. We like to interrupt. And we interrupt off of passion a lot of the time because we want to, we're passionate about what's being spoken about. But when they finished, pause for 5 seconds. And stare. That's the problem. We don't like silence. So just pause for 5 seconds and just look at them and then go, oh, I just want to make sure that you were finished with your thoughts. And then saying, what I hear you saying is, and then reframe what they say, rephrase what they've said, so you can just make sure you're on the same page.
Right.
You may not even be in the same book.
I love that technique. I use that now. I'll say, so help me on. So am I being clear? You're saying da 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 and repeat it back. And they go, kinda, but now, but da 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 da, or they correct it.
Right.
So I want to. How are we doing on time? Good. Okay.
Oh, we good. We good.
Okay, good. Because I know you have some place to go. We don't want to.
Don't be telling all my business. Don't be telling all my business.
Oh well, I don't want to think I put you out. But she was so nice and pretty, and he just put her out. No, he didn't. She had an appointment. Look, I want to ask you about this. This may be a little off the radar, as far as how it comes in, but how important is the overall success of everything we've talked about here today, i.e. emotional intelligence? How much of the success is based in understanding the gift and the power of forgiveness?
Ooh, that's not where I thought you were going, but yes.
But to tie in where you thought I was. But you see what I'm saying? Because sometimes if we don't forgive things, we file it away. And we, like when you were saying, when things don't, like if somebody always said, you just like your daddy, or somebody cheated on you. And every time you have a relationship and the first time the person isn't there on time, they're 10 minutes late, you go back and go, wait a minute. That's just what so-and-so did. Remember the last time you said you didn't forgive, you filed it away until it was convenient to use it against someone. Right. So talk about forgiveness if you could. Is it important?
Forgiveness is important. Oh, that's a good one. I have never been asked that about
forgiveness. I'm known for that.
Wow. Okay, so I have to go back to the self-awareness. You're gonna, like I said, you have to know your likes, your dislikes, your triggers, and also to what boundaries have you set, right? What boundaries have you set for your life? Boundaries allows me to love you and myself at the same time, right? Boundaries allows me to respect you and respect myself at the same time. Boundaries. Now, with forgiveness, like we say, forgiveness is allowing me to move forward.
Mm.
Sometimes forgiveness is accepting the apology that I know I'm never going to get.
Right. Forgive them for not knowing better.
Forgiveness. Now that all comes with my emotional intelligence. Was I hurt? Was I angry at whatever took place and happened? Absolutely. Listen, if I didn't have the growth and the journey that I've been on with emotional intelligence, there'd be a lot of family members that I would never see. Because that means I would have never
You ain't never
forgiven.
lied.
I would have never forgiven them. The thing is forgiveness means now I'm giving them the grace. I'm giving them grace. I'm giving them mercy.
There's another one. Grace.
Yeah, I'm giving them grace, but I have to move on. I can't continue to be a character in their story. I have to move on. Now, where the forgiveness and the boundaries come in, I now have boundaries. I'm placing that person in the appropriate place they need to be in my life. It doesn't mean I've kicked them out. I may have. I don't know. It depends on the situation. But it means that I'm putting them in their appropriate place in my life. And with that comes a boundary. How much do I want to interact with them? Because I know who I am. I know my triggers. I know how I want to show up. So I'm going to forgive them so I can move on. My forgiveness is not for them to move on. My forgiveness is for me to be able to move on because I know how I want to show up in this world, right? There's a bunch of chaos and crisis swirling around us every day. It's all around us right now, as soon as you walk out the door, right? But because one of my values is peace, because I want to help everyone keep their peace, what do we need to do to be able to move forward? And forgiveness is huge, and creating boundaries. Once you forgive, my friends, you now need to make sure you have that boundary created so you won't keep walking around that same mountain.
So that's on point. That's on point. You can't, if you keep walking around it, you're not scaling it.
Yeah.
You just walk in a circle.
You just walk in a circle.
Every time I end up in the same spot, this keep happening to me.
Oh my gosh, because you're allowing it to happen. This is why I said you must like it. You must like it. You like it, I love it. Isn't that what they say?
Clearly.
Yeah.
Now, if we have emotional intelligence, does that mean that somewhere lurking around is something known as, or am I coining this phrase right here now, emotional ignorance?
You might be coining that yourself.
I know, but think about it. Because think about it, when intelligence means that you know about something. Because I'm sitting here going about, how am I going to apply this to my journey? Emotion. How I want to work on this. I really do.
Yes.
So I'm like, I need to learn. I need to know more about my EQ. Like if it's on a mixing board, that VU meter when it pegs to the red.
Right. Absolutely.
So what's the opposite? Sometimes we have to reverse engineer, Nicole. So
it's I like to say emotionally immature. That's what I like to say. I say emotionally immature. So are you emotionally mature?
So we got stunted somewhere.
Yeah, and this is the beauty of this. Okay, so with IQ, your intellectual quotient, it's pretty much set around the age of 15. No matter how much more you learn and read and so forth, it's your capabilities, your capacity to learn, right?
Okay.
The beauty of EQ, it's a journey. It can grow. Right? It grows. But also too, in your journey, every once in a while you might step on a rock. You might step on a pebble. Okay. And that's okay. With emotional intelligence, now that you have developed an emotional mastery, right? It's like, now what are the emotional mastery is the tools in your toolkit. Emotional mastery is the toolkit. Where in your toolkit, what tool do you need to bring out to get yourself back on the right track? Okay. And so with my EQ impact framework, we talk about self-discovery, we talk about emotional mastery, social intelligence, and relationship building, which is the goal. So you have the foundation, you have the toolkit, you have the bridge, which gets you to the goal of relationship building. We have to have relationships in this world, my friends. So if you keep behaving a certain way and you're wondering why nobody wants to be around you, there's some emotional intelligence in there that needs to have some growth. How functional are you in your emotional intelligence? How functional are you in your EQ impact, right? So you have to be, this is where, as you learn, you have that emotional mastery toolkit. The beauty of EQ is that you can backslide, right? But now when you backslide, how are you bouncing back? Are you saying, well, that's just how I am. I'm keeping it 100. No, 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 no. It's Dr. Lauren. Yesterday I was a little out of character. I didn't like how I showed up yesterday. If I offended you in any way, or if I said something off color,
Own it.
my apologies. I own it. And you may say, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Oh, well, I felt like I didn't show up for you."
I've done that. Apologize for something. They go, "What are you talking
and I
about?"
applaud you. Yes. Yes. Yes.
But that's great though, because it means you're still vested in keeping your fingers on the pulse.
Yes.
It means that it matters to you. That's when it started changing for me. When it didn't matter, when I didn't give a damn, I didn't do a damn.
Right. But it matters for you, but it also too matters in regards to, let's say, when you do go that relationship matters. We're not having margaritas after 5. That's fine. But let's say in the workplace, certain relationships should matter. You should care what certain people think of you, perceive of you. It matters because that will help the trajectory of your career, your personal life, your marriage, your relationship, all of that.
All the things
all
that matter.
of that. Yeah.
So, Nicole, where do people, we see on the screen your LinkedIn, but we also have this road, your Instagram.
Yeah.
What is it? How do people work with you? What kind of things do you have available? Is it for groups or is it for individuals? Talk about that if you could.
Yes, absolutely. So at JMS Creative Leadership Solutions, you can go to my website. My website is my name. My website is the Nicole F. Smith. We'll talk about the F in a minute. TheNicoleFSmith.com is my website. My Instagram, my LinkedIn, my Facebook is all the Nicole F. Smith. You like that branding, how it all ties together, right?
I love it.
So you can go to my website. I provide keynotes. I do keynotes, panels. I can do that. I can speak and pour into my people. I love it. I do workshops for organizations. So we can do team workshops. I have a variety of workshops and signature workshops that I can do. I also too have my own assessment that I created. It's called EQ Impact Assessment. It goes along with my framework. You get detailed reports and so forth. I love it. So I like to give you that assessment. But with that, it feeds into my one-on-one coaching. I can do group coaching. So you can reach me. My contacts, I'm on all the social medias.
So I can bring, if I have a team of 4,
yes,
I can bring the whole team. And
you can bring the whole team. Absolutely. Absolutely. We can do group coaching. Now, some people like that individual one-on-one time. I get it. I can give you VIP service and so forth. Some people like the group because it might be some type of team dynamics that we need to work through. There's also emotional intelligence for teams and your EQ for teams that we can work through. But I also am DISC certified. I'm a behavioral consultant, so I can do DISC assessments. I like to say, though, I do not make you feel bad or woe is me about no. We figure this out. We see where you are, and we focus on where you want to be.
There it is.
Okay? I don't sit here and wallow on oh me, oh my. We have fun. You have revelations. You have transformations. You find sometimes your own solution on how you want to move forward, and I will celebrate you and cheer you on. I do that in keynotes, as teams, one-on-one. So I don't make you feel bad.
Right.
I do not at all.
Right.
Everyone's in a place. What is that place? And now where do you want to go?
In other words, come as you are. It's okay.
Come as you are.
It's a safe space.
It's a safe space. Now, you want to know what the F stands for?
Yeah, Philomena. I don't know what.
No. Okay. I have a very unique background. The F in my name stands for Philistrat.
Who?
Philistrat. F-I-L.
That sounds like something from Lord of the Rings.
Listen, though, it's very interesting. F-I-L-O-S-T-R-A-T. Google it.
Wait, one more time.
F-I-L-O-S-T-R-A-T.
Wow.
Google it. Google me, baby.
We would have never gotten that.
Google it. My great-grandfather, that's his last name. He's from Romania.
I was in Romania last year.
Yeah. So he's from Romania. He came over to Panama, and he was one of the supervising engineers on the Panama Canal.
Oh, wow.
And so then hence now became his daughter, my grandmother, Panamanian. So I'm Panamanian, I'm Romanian, and I'm African American. So
nice.
I kept my maiden name because my mother did not give me a middle name because she said Nicole Philistrat Nikki was beautiful enough. So she didn't give me a middle name. So when I got married, I moved it to
Love it. And I love the work you're doing. Wow, the time flew by today.
I love
Very
it.
interesting. You wouldn't think that you could have so much fun with this topic, but
Yeah.
clearly that is not the case because we had a ton today.
One thing I want to tell people, especially with the workplace, I'm going to leave you with this. IQ will get you hired. EQ will get you promoted.
Oh, and what'll get you fired?
Emotional immaturity.
There it is. All three of them on the table, y'all. Listen, check her out. We're going to take the liberty of dropping both of Nicole's links here, Instagram, which you see, and LinkedIn inside your comment section immediately at the conclusion of today's broadcast, which is, unfortunately, right now. Listen, I want to thank you again. Great job, Nicole. I want to talk to you. We'd love to see you on Trajectory.
Yes.
I think people would love to tune in and learn more about this every day or at least once a week.
Absolutely.
And thank you. And I want to say to all of you all, thank you so much for being here today. If you join me tomorrow, John Q, the actor, is here to talk about his latest movie. He was here about 3 years ago during Celebrity Week, and he's back with a brand new hit movie coming out in just a few weeks. So that's tomorrow. And listen, I promise to meet you over on the front porch, God willing, tomorrow morning so that we can have another illuminated conversation. Can I get an amen? Now get out of here. Go and find a little piece of your higher self and take great to greater, bright to brighter, and my personal favorite, nice to nicer. Now listen, I say every day I love you. Dr. Lauren absolutely adores you, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. I'll see you tomorrow. Have your best day ever. Nicole, thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
Great job. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye-bye.